Tonight, Australia's coronavirus death toll rises to 107 as Victoria records another 216 cases. Also ahead, an antiviral drug approved for use in Australia to treat severe cases of COVID-19.
The important thing to note about any of these medications, of course, is that none of them as yet are a silver bullet.
A bushwalker dies after falling down a cliff in southeast Queensland. And international condemnation as Turkey turns an iconic Istanbul museum back into a mosque. Good evening and welcome to ABC News. I'm Mariam Saab. First, Australia has recorded 227 new coronavirus cases in the past 24 hours, with most of the new infections coming from Victoria.
Tonight, a tragedy of Sydney. 3 people dead, their bodies pulled from the water as their boat was slammed into rocks. 3,000 people sealed inside apartment buildings in Melbourne, the first full day of a new hard lockdown. Outrage growing as the state struggles to contain the new virus spike. Plus, Labor claims a win in Eden Monaro, but there was a surprise twist for the Liberals. And incredible pictures just in. A huge blaze tears through a family's home. They only just made it out in time.
This is 7 News with Angela Cox.
Good evening. We begin with a boating tragedy of Sydney.
9 News, first at 5 with Alicia Loxley.
Good afternoon. The federal government has today released...
We're going to see some big numbers in the days ahead. The grim coronavirus warning from Victoria. Labor's Christy McBain claims victory in the Eden Monaro by-election. A tragedy off Sydney. 3 people killed after their boat capsized near the mouth of Botany Bay. Scuffles and an arrest mar the end of a Black Lives Matter rally in Sydney. A new challenger in the upcoming US election. Rapper Kanye West announces he's running for president. And the World War II family treasure found on the floor of a supermarket.
This is 10 News First with Chris Barth.
Coronavirus infections in Victoria are set to explode. That's the grim warning from Premier Daniel Andrews today. 3,000 public housing residents, many with underlying health conditions, have just spent their first day in total lockdown.
Victoria's deadliest day since the pandemic began, and new warnings its aged care system is on the brink. China makes its move, ordering the closure of a US consulate. A US mayor accuses Donald Trump of urban warfare as he's tear-gassed at a Black Lives Matter rally. And Behrouz Boushani, the author who became a voice for Manus Island detainees, is given a new start in New Zealand.
This is SBS World News with Antoninas.
Good evening. 7 deaths in 24 hours. Victoria's deadliest day of the pandemic so far, and tonight there's more bad news. The state's chief health officer warns with cases so high, the death toll is likely to keep rising every day for the next few weeks.
Tonight on 1 News, evacuating Kiwis stranded and virus hit China. Air New Zealand will fly to the danger zone. We've got details of the mission, but where will they be quarantined? More countries are also evacuating their citizens as major airlines stop flying to China. The death toll from the virus reaches a new high. Kia ora, good evening. An Air New Zealand plane will be chartered to evacuate Kiwis from the epicentre of the deadly coronavirus outbreak in Wuhan, China.
8 new cases of COVID-19 bring New Zealand's total to 20.
Further restrictions on gatherings are on the way at the height of wedding season.
Kiwis stuck on a never-ending cruise. No ports to dock at with no food.
And chances are, if you play a team sport, it's now been cancelled or postponed.
Kia ora, good evening. The number of people infected with COVID-19 in New Zealand has more than doubled in the space of 24 hours.